My name is KJ the Kool Nerd. I'm from Reynoldsburg, Ohio. We are at JFK Park. This is where I grew up and played as a kid, but also this is where I did my photo shoot for my album Cassette. Cassette is out on Spotify, Apple Music, and Tidal. It's one album out of a kind of series that I've been doing. You have Cassette, the mixtape, you have 8-track, the EP, and then what I'm coming out with March 31st is VHS. Well, when crafting my albums, I kind of want to do a theme. My previous one before that was OD, where I did a concept album on love. So what I really wanted to do was make a 90s hip hop album. So Cassette is just me digging in the crates, digging in the vinyl, sampling right off of my record player, playing and replaying records all the time, adding drum loops and breaks, and just getting my bars off. Because normally I've been singing and trying to do kind of a genre meld, and this was me and my opportunity to just show people that just because I can do all of these things doesn't mean I'm not also a rapper's rapper. So I rap, I sing, I produce, I play instruments in band, bass, keys. I run the gambit. It's the triple threat ×3 type of thing. I think my favorite thing that I do is playing the music and performing. I think the element of performance is what's really kind of got me going and trying to push forward. A lot of times I say I'm in the studio making the songs to perform instead of just a studio rat that likes to be in there and doesn't like to go out and perform and kind of keeps everything kind of introverted to themselves. I'm the person that's like, no, we make this song so we can go out and we can jam on it for however long we want. Yeah, music has always, the way I learned how to do what I do is music's always been super important in my life. From my parents were collecting CDs and records and everything like that. So as a child, I always had something to go and look at. I remember going into the basement and finding old Eminem albums and Mariah Carey and just going through different catalogs through my parents' collection. So all of that made me feel like I could do this. So we live in an age where YouTube Academy exists, where you can just go on YouTube and learn chords, learn finger positionings, learn the basics to get you started, and then you just pick your favorite songs and try to learn them. So that's kind of where I started learning my musicality at. And then once I learned the basics, then I got to making my own sounds. So the inspiration for VHS comes from a conversation I had with my friend TJ while I was working at Shadowbox Live, where we were chopping up, talking about music. And he was like, you should make a concept album about fear. Now that concept has been changed throughout the process of making the album, but where I got VHS from, the kind of videotape medium, is thinking about home videos and thinking about the past and nostalgia. So what we do a lot of the times is we hold a bunch of our fears like old home tapes. So what I wanted it to be was each song represented a fear that I had, or a fear that is universally known, and we go in and kind of dive into that on a personal level. So this is one of the records that's been very personal to me in the life stories and kind of the content matter of it in whole. My favorite track on VHS is called The Lake. It is kind of a meld of like Incubus 90s alternative like rock group mixed with a Steve Lacy. So what I've been kind of experimenting with is kind of blending as many genres and as many influences that I've had in one project. So to kind of prove to people that music is music no matter what you play. My advice, if you have multiple talents in different avenues, find something that can bring all of them together. Because even as a musician, when we think about getting a real job and going out in the world, like, just because you've created a band and you've got all the things doesn't mean those skills don't translate to other mediums. When you're putting together a band and putting together musicians and albums, you got to deal with timelines, you got to deal with managing, you got to deal with people skills. All these things build up into what we would call a real world kind of thing. So what I would say is just know what you do and try to find something that gets you in that niche, because even if you focus on one thing and one thing only, someone's going to call you and be like, hey, I know you're a bass player, I know you are an artist, but I need, my engineer just left out and I need someone to run this show. You got the skills to come in and win some extra $100 that you weren't going to get before if you didn't know it. So just be expansive and do the things that you really, really like. But know that if I get a call for this random gig, I can say yes and figure this shit out later. So for my senior project, because I go to Capital University, I will be putting on Eclectic Main Street Music Fest. This is a festival that is all genres, all music. It is mostly kind of specialized to Capital bands and Capital acts, but we got some outside bands that are not associated with the university to come and jam and do a full-on 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. music festival lineup with food trucks, with vendors, with local art, with local clothes, and we're just gonna come and be a community. You can find me and my music on all streaming services, on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, whatever you stream. You can even get me on Pandora. So whatever you like, you can get me on there. I also have a YouTube channel under KJ the Kool Nerd. And if you like my live material, I got a YouTube channel called KJ the Kool Live, where I post all my concerts and highlights from concerts. If you're in the Columbus area, I've been going around the Dallas and different venues in Columbus live and just jamming out. I like to call us, when we're in our live mode, a hip hop jam band, because all it is we get the songs together and we just go. So either in Columbus, or if you're an outside band, outside artist, not in Columbus area, hit me up, because I've been looking to expand the KJ the Kool Nerd brand out to the States and play some shows for y'all. So if you need an opener, call me.